Well, speaking of finishing strong, Shane, let's do that right here because we got us a bowl game to preview here, the Duke Mayo Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
We got a dumpage of some mayonnaise on the line. Both coaches, Mac Brown and Shane Beamer, open to getting dumped by the Mayo here in a game in Charlotte, South Carolina versus North Carolina. Tar Heels favored by 9.5 points. The over/under 57.5 total points in this ball game. This is going to be the first game here that kicks off here on Thursday, leading up to the Music City Bowl. But North Carolina, South Carolina, Shane, who you got in the matchup?
Oh, Mike. You know, I've been pretty bad at betting here lately. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting biased, and I want to pick the SEC teams because I know they're better than all these other teams. But part of me wants to flip the script here, Mike, just so I could start winning some SEC games. You know what I'm saying? The thing that scares me about this is North Carolina's passing attack. What else scares me about it is they got pretty good running backs. Seen him play before, you know. I don't know if he's opted out. So let me ask you, Mike, because I haven't done a lot of North Carolina research here, because that's what I do, Mike. I just show up to the show here unprepared. Do we got any I know you said to opt out with White, but is there anybody else opting out of this game that you can give me a heads up before I put some money on this thing?
Yeah, South Carolina's best defensive lineman, J.J. Enagbare, he is opted out. Zaquandre Wright, we already mentioned for South Carolina. I think off the top of my head, those are the big ones. And unfortunately for the Gamecocks, it's the flip side for North Carolina because Sam Hell, their outstanding senior quarterback, a lot of people assumed he'd opt out because he may be first-round pick. Yeah. But no, he's in it, man. He's in it to win it. We got Ty Chandler, the running back you were referencing. He's in it to play. So, yes, North Carolina's trying to capitalize on a down season, trying to finish strong here. So, you know, if you're reading the tea leaves, you're going up by opt-outs, I think you got to give the edge to North Carolina in that category as well.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to be positive, Mike. Here, I just told him the coach ain't the best, and now I'm trying my best to give South Carolina the nod here, but I don't see it. I think here's the problem, man. They're already on to their next chapter. Right. They got the quarterback that's going to be leading this program's, you know, maybe on campus, but he's not in uniform. He will be next year, and I think that's the thing. It's a transition. You see this with New Year coaches. This first year, man, South Carolina did everything they could to get them to this bowl season, and it was successful. But I think here at the end, we're just going to have a hodgepodge of players out there, and I don't see it, man. You got North Carolina getting all these studs coming back. They're going to be attacked. They're going to try to get Mac Brown another championship on his 95th birthday. So I think that's important. And I don't like the odds here. So I'm going to go over big time here, Mike. North Carolina 35, South Carolina 17. I'm sorry, Gamecocks. Hey, next year is your year, baby.
Yeah, and oh man, I forgot even another one, Shane. I think we hit on this at one point, but Jason Brown, the guy that was starting for quarterback for South Carolina, so he has left too. So, jeez. You know, after adding Spencer Rattler, he decided to move on. But man, you hate to see that for a number of reasons. I mean, I guess I get it on one aspect because like you said, they're basically turning the chapter on Jason Brown, saying next year, you know, they're not going to hand the job to Spencer Rattler, but you know, they're bringing him in there to be the starting quarterback. I mean, there's no question about that. But, you know, this would have been an opportunity for Jason Brown on a national stage before he jumped in the portal to show everybody what he's got. Instead, he goes out, you know, and gets blanked here against Clemson, and that's the last game he's got on tape. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But, hey, we got Zeb Nolan. He's won us a game or two here this season for the Gamecocks. Maybe he can get it done, but whew, man, I'm looking at this offensive efficiency shape for South Carolina, 112th in the country. That ain't good, but at least North Carolina's 84th in defensive efficiency, so it's kind of weakness on weakness here, and that gives me confidence that South Carolina can generate something here, and they really need to because, hell, we even got the offensive coordinator here, Marcus Satterfield, coming out on these calls and saying, well, everybody thinks I'm the worst in the country. Well, there's a reason for it, buddy. You know, I'm not trying to call you out, but we really need to see something from him in this game. This may be his last game as a coach here at South Carolina if they put up another terrible performance. And I think South Carolina shows up in this one a lot better than on paper it looks like it's going to be. But I'm right there with you, Shane, with everything North Carolina's got coming. Just can't pick against them to win this game. But I do like South Carolina to cover. So I'm going North Carolina 31, South Carolina 24. I think it's a good ball game just because there's a lot of guys on both of these sides from the opposing states. So, this is somewhat of a rivalry matchup. I think South Carolina's going to come close, but just come up short in the end.
Yeah, it's a shame it's not a night game. That would have been a little advantage against Mac, Hey, fun fact. Did you know Duke Mayonnaise and Mac were all born the same year, 1917? I mean, that's a fun fact you're going to hear throughout. Now, hey, spin zone here, Mike. This is the changing of the guard. The OC has been against the ropes.
Yep.
Coach Beamer has. He's had his ups and downs, but I think this is time just to cut loose and have fun, man. I think for too long they've been afraid to get blown out, or they've been afraid to lose, like that Clemson game. They just went out there scared. You can't do that against North Carolina. I think they've had a full month to get ready for this thing and come out guns a-blazing, have some fun. Let Van cut them loose, man. That's what I want to see. We joke about this Beamer ball, but that's what we want to see, man. We want to see that's what South Carolina wants, is an aggressive offense. You see some of these other coaches doing it, and it's time for us to do it. So, yeah, I think spin zone here. Obviously, I've got North Carolina winning this game, but part of me says, I don't know. What if South Carolina is the one that comes out ready to play? So right. I don't know. That's the best part. We just get to kind of get a glimpse, a little snapshot of what South Carolina is going to look like next year.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it seems like all the underdogs are winning this bowl season. So
yeah, that's true.
That's in your favor too, there, Gamecocks.
Hey, and I picked North Carolina. You're welcome. I'm 0-4.
Yeah, Shane, 2 for you. But just if Zeb or Colton aren't able to play tomorrow, who is your third string quarterback, and what do you want to see from Zeb, / what has Zeb kind of meant to this program this year, coming in and doing what he's done?
Yeah, Zeb's been just steady, and when he was playing, obviously, he led us to 2 wins at the beginning of the season, and a great win against Vanderbilt at the end, and then people forget when he got hurt against Georgia, he had taken us right down the field on the first drive, and we were going in to score when he got injured. So and then when he wasn't playing, he's just been a great leader and resource for Luke or Jason or any of those guys, and so certainly thankful that he's a part of our program as a player this year, and he's going to be a great coach going forward as well. And then, beyond Zeb and Colton, those are obviously our top 2 quarterbacks. And beyond that, let's hope we don't get to a third.
And secondly, your thoughts on the whole Mayo bath, which has been
as far as the Mayo bath, I hope I get to experience it. Not that I'm dying to have mayonnaise dumped on me, but it means we won the football. If it means we won the football game, then I'm all for it. I did find out that it wasn't just going to be like naturally happen on the field. It was going to be more like an organized dumping at the end of the game, which makes you a little bit more nervous about it, just because of the anticipation that exactly what's coming and when it's coming as well. But it would be a good problem that I'd love to experience.